You take everything personally as to whether this is your thing and you should do it to perfection. Hi, I'm Anupria Goenka and you're watching me on Femina.in. It's been interesting. It's been full of events and not easy, but also very rewarding. So I was born in Kanpur and then brought up in Delhi primarily, and I started off with my father's business while I was still in school, to be honest. And just when I was finishing school, by the time I got into college, I started working in a call center and to my father's business at the same time, and it was a sinking one. So it took me about 1.5 years of trying to salvage it, but then I decided to shut it down. During finishing my father's paperwork, it kind of got me to Bombay. I had initially come for a week, which became a month. But before I left, I booked a house here on just like a spur at the moment kind of a decision. I looked for it, obviously. It took me a My friend who was with me was aghast as to why am I booking a house without even knowing if I'll shift to Bombay. But some part of me just felt, because I was like a nomad that time, I could have gone anywhere. And I liked the city for what it was. I was staying at BARC, I remember that time in Chembur. And BARC is beautiful. So for me, that became Bombay. Oh, I think in a big, big way. Because so I come from a business family, and you start, I think what happens when you are from a business family, you get into a space of running everything as if it's your own work. Somehow that gets instilled in you in a very different way. And even when I was in the corporate setup, it used to feel, everything that I used to do used to feel like as if it's my work. It never really felt as if it was someone else's work that I was doing and I was just doing a job. Similarly, in the acting fraternity also, the same kind of principle applies, which is a boon and it's also a curse sometimes, because you get into a habit of getting involved in things very deeply. You take everything personally as to whether this is your thing and you should do it to perfection. But at the same point in time, you realize at certain times you need to be detached and you only can do your job the way you have to. But yeah, it's been a huge learning curve. If anything I would change, it would be, I would love the idea that if I had grown up into living a routine life from early on, like maybe waking up early, doing some yoga practice, doing some meditation. If those kind of values were instilled in me, or I had taken them on early in life, I would imagine that would have given a far more wholesome sort of an experience of living. I've enjoyed them all, actually. So you approach a character as an actor, and it's the team, it's the project, it's the story, your character, which really define your experience on the set. Not really the medium so much so. The medium is different. I've not worked much in television. I've primarily worked in advertisements and web and films. Of course, the format does lend a certain sort of a character to the entire experience, because if you're on a film or on 2 hours sort of a format, your scenes are devised in a certain way. Your interaction with your co-actors and the different characters are of a certain kind. On a web show, you have much more to bite into. And ads are like done in 30 seconds. So you have to be very quick with your reactions. It's far more sprightly. The energy on set is different. And you're meeting everybody for one day. But I've enjoyed them all. And there is every of these formats have their own experience as an actor. So that's the fun part of it, shuffling between these mediums.